Hi, wanna know why Aikido doesn't work and how to fix it? Well, I'll show you. I started practicing Aikido more than 10 years ago, and when I've been trying to apply some moves outside dojo, I quickly understood that Aikido moves doesn't work under realistic training conditions. Still, I suspected all that wasn't just that simple, and so recently I figured out how to fix those moves. In an instant, I've also figured out that Aikido wrist-grabbing techniques is basically an interrupted tradition. Aikido moves are clumsy attempts to mimic the actual technique that wasn't properly adapted. Maybe Morihei Ueshiba has been secretly visiting private training sessions but failed to copy those moves. Maybe the essence of those techniques was lost much earlier. I doubt we can know it for sure today, but in this video I'll show you 6 basic moves built on top of the essential wrist grabbing method. I'm sure this is the way Aikido would have looked like, assuming Morihei Ueshiba could have figured out the secrets of those techniques. Kote Gaeshi. Traditionally it's being executed like this. I'm performing the move against the grab. First I'm releasing my right hand, and then I'm using my left hand to grab and pull my opponent. And with my right hand I'm pushing my opponent's palm and performing the throw. But there are several problems with this move. First, my partner has given up his wrist to me. But if he would have just clenched his fist, I wouldn't be able to bend his wrist, neither with a single hand nor with both hands. Second, my opponent may have easily pulled his hand out, and I couldn't have held it. Third, my opponent could have pressed his hand against his chest. That way, even if I've stepped to his left shoulder, I wouldn't be able to turn his fist around his forearm axis since his body was blocking me. Fourth, it is extremely inefficient to use my thumb to rotate my opponent's fist around his forearm axis. Just try doing plank with your thumbs only. And so I'm trying to apply the move, but now my partner is resisting, and I'm not able to do anything. To execute the move properly, I'm not using my thumb to perform the rotation. Instead, I'm using 4 other fingers. Also, I'm performing the grab 180 degrees deeper. The grab I'm using resembles Jenny railcar coupler. This grab is physiologically optimal and is being used in all the 6 moves demonstrated in this video. Depending on the move, it's the left hand or right hand on top. I'm grabbing my opponent's fist from both sides to apply the rotation. It's a very comfortable position to perform the throw. To perform the grab, it's important to keep the wrist bent backwards a little bit, not bent forward. The elbow goes deeper, so I'm not scooping with my palm. It's supposed to feel comfortable to push and even pull a little bit with my wrist. I'm sticking my left hand fingers in between my opponent's 5th and 4th metacarpal bones. I'm putting my right hand at my opponent's thumb pad, wrapping my right thumb around my opponent's wrist so he wouldn't pull out his hand. And now I'm sticking my left thumb in between my opponent's middle and ring fingers, also so he wouldn't pull out his hand. Both of my thumbs are not applying any torque. And now I'm applying rotation. Let's see the whole move. I'm attacking my opponent, performing the grab with my right hand and pulling my opponent's hand. Next I'm grabbing with my left hand after performing an attack on my opponent's neck or head so he wouldn't be able to attack me with his free hand. My right hand is holding the grab firmly. My left hand is pushing my opponent's forearm while sliding alongside it. When my opponent's fist is at head level, I can finally be holding the grab with my left hand. And from that position, I'm able to perform the throw. A few more words on biomechanics. If my opponent is resisting me lifting his hand, I would have to apply some force. To make it efficient, I'm moving as if I'm raising a heavy dumbbell. I'm pulling my left shoulder back and pulling my opponent's forearm or wrist with my left wrist up, pulling my opponent's fist onto my right palm kinda like into a shelf. When my right elbow is below my wrist, I'm ready to perform the throw. Another option is to pull my opponent's hand further and raise his wrist with my right hand. And then swiftly duck whilst grabbing with my left hand, and then to perform the throw. One more thing, if an edge of my opponent's palm will face him like that, he will be able to raise his elbow into my face. To prevent this, I have to turn his wrist outside his shoulder joint. And so I'm cutting with my elbow a little further outside my opponent's shoulder joint. It's crucial to validate your technique safely and thoroughly, so that a bad technique wouldn't be masked by aggression. For that, we split up the procedure into two separate dynamics. First dynamics is jerky. I'm doing a firm grip and holding my position while my opponent is trying to break out. In this mode, I'm not advancing my move, because it's just dangerous and complicates my mistake analysis. The second dynamics is power application. My opponent isn't attempting to break free, I'm executing the move slowly while my opponent is resisting the move. Whatever happens, I'm not doing any jerky moves because my partner's tendons are stretched by his resistance. So I'm performing the move. It's crucial that I'm slowing myself down so that even if my partner suddenly stops resisting, I'm still moving slowly and smoothly. This way I ensure that my partner isn't going to be injured by some jerky move. Irimi Nage. It's just so weird. I'm releasing my hand, pulling my opponent's neck, and then just throwing my opponent by pushing him with my shoulder. The even weirder version, you may see it on Morihei Shiba Chronicles, looks almost like no-touch fighting. I'm releasing my hand, reaching for my opponent's head, and he's just falling down, dodging it. This could actually make sense, if my hand would have been armed, but there are no weapons on those demonstration videos. The move I suggest incorporates wrist grab. Compared to the previous move, the grab is 180 degrees deeper. First, let's consider the phase right before the throw. I'm twisting my partner's hand far enough outside before grabbing his thumb pad with my left hand. Now I'm turning the opposite side of his fist with my right hand and turning his fist outside. I'm applying the same grab as in the previous move, but my opponent's fist is turned 180 degrees outside. Let's figure out how to get under this position. I start by grabbing my opponent's thumb pad with my left hand. I can't properly perform any throw right out of this position, so I have to be switching the grab. I'm grabbing my opponent's fist from the pinky side with my right hand, then I'm releasing my left hand, performing an attack and grabbing my opponent's forearm. During the attack, I'm trying to pull my opponent out of balance with my right hand, making him go clockwise around me, twisting his hand outside as far as possible. And with my left hand, I'm sliding along my opponent's forearm, lifting it up to the head level, whilst rotating his fist with my right hand. When my opponent's fist is at the head level, I'm grabbing his thumb pad tightly and performing a throw counterclockwise. Let's see the whole move. I'm attacking, grabbing with my left hand, then with my right hand, then switching my left hand's grab. I'm unbalancing my opponent by pulling him in one direction and then throwing him in the opposite direction. The move has similar dynamics to Irimi Nage, yet the effectiveness isn't that questionable. Shiho Nage. The Aikido version looks like this. I'm stepping under my opponent's arm, then turn around and move my opponent's palm behind his back. The Daiteru version is different. I'm not trying to bend my opponent's elbow, but instead performing the throw, keeping his hand almost straight. Both versions got big issues. My move isn't actually forcing my opponent to raise his hand, so now he's just getting his hand close to his body and pushing down with it, and I'm not able to do anything without crouching. To make the move actually work, I gotta once again slide my palm 180 degrees deeper. This way, I'm kinda opening the game by easily raising my opponent's elbow by affecting his wrist. Then I'm moving my opponent's fist behind his back, which is still comfortable for him. I gotta move his fist even lower, but my partner is not flexible, so we'll be using some imagination. My palms gotta be at his shoulder blade level, and his wrists gotta be bent backwards a little bit. Know that in Aikido version, the elbow is being bent far too late, and so without actual need. We are seeing an attempt to mimic the looks of the move without fully understanding it. And in Daitoru version, this element has been misunderstood and completely thrown away. Ikkyo. I'm gonna need to perform rotation of my opponent's wrist and elbow here. This move is not super weird, yet my opponent may easily escape from one hand grab with no pushing toward belly or something. There's also a similar move Yonkyo. The right hand grab is just terrible here. I'm supposed to grab my opponent's arm in such a way that I have to pull my opponent's hand with my thumb. In my version of the move, I'm using both hands to grab the fist. I'm gonna need to twist the fist inside. By twisting his fist further, I may perform basic ground submission technique, which I won't be showing here. Kaiten Nage. I won't be examining Aikido version here. My opponent is attacking me, I'm blocking with my left hand and attacking with my right hand. I'm using my left hand to push my opponent's hand to my belly while performing tight fist grab at the pinky side. Then I'm pulling my opponent's hand with a step back whilst grabbing with my right hand at the thumb side. Now I'm rotating his fist inside, fighting myself above his shoulder. I'm now able to perform a throw by making a step forward, while twisting my opponent's hand further. Sankyo. Let's see the move from the following position. I'm stepping under my opponent's hand and finding myself in a position to control my opponent comfortably. But if he's resisting, I'm just not able to perform the move. Here I'm doing it again, but now my opponent is pulling his hand down, and I'm just not able to raise my opponent's hand or to rotate his fist. To make it work, I'd have to perform 180 degrees deeper grab. So I'm using my right hand to grab his fist at the pinky side, and using my left hand to grab his fist from below. Once again, I'm opening the gates by raising the elbow easily. If you already practice Aikido or Jiu-Jitsu, and I mean Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, not Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, just try out these moves and you'll see a huge difference. The moves that previously worked on relaxed opponents only will now work on resistant opponents which are stronger than you are. A few words on combat application. The presented technique isn't just an extension of set of tools of modern Jiu-Jitsu, but a recovered missing link, wrist grabbing techniques. As of practical Jiu-Jitsu, I consider Phoenix by Mikhail Kalashnikov being the best school. By taking this school's teachings as basis and using my wrist grabbing techniques, you may assemble the complete self-defense toolset that Jiu-Jitsu is supposed to provide. Finally, I'd like to show my opinion on Aikido in Jiu-Jitsu masters, specifically to Morihei Ueshiba, Koichi Tohei, Gozo Shioda, Steven Seagal, Oleg Kutamanov, and Mikhail Kalashnikov. I don't idealize those people, instead I carefully analyze weak aspects of their methods. Yet I'm grateful to each one of them for those techniques and biomechanical concepts I've taken away from them. Imagine this tradition being forsaken, there would be just nothing to fix or reconstruct. Well, share the video and have fun practicing.